Hello everyone, and welcome to Mind Matters. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that might just save you from a lot of heartache. Yes, we're talking about the subtle and sometimes not so subtle signs of betrayal that you should never ignore. Trust is a precious commodity, and recognizing the signs that someone might betray you can be the key to safeguarding your emotional well-being, relationships, and even your career. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's explore the 12 signs of coming betrayal you must never ignore. Betrayal. It's a word that sends shivers down our spines. The very thought that someone close to us could deceive us, lie to us, or let us down is enough to make anyone feel uneasy. Whether it's a friend, a partner, a coworker, or even a family member, betrayal can come from the most unexpected places. But here's the thing, betrayal rarely happens out of the blue. There are usually signs, red flags if you will, that hint at what's to come. The problem is, we often overlook these signs, brushing them off as minor issues or misunderstandings. Not anymore. Today, we're going to look at 12 signs that betrayal might be looming on the horizon. Firstly, one of the most glaring signs is a sudden change in behavior. When someone starts acting out of character, it's often a signal that something is amiss. This could mean they're being unusually secretive, distant, or even overly affectionate or attentive. This drastic shift in behavior could be a cover for guilty feelings or an attempt to distract you from what's really going on. Pay attention to these shifts. Are they acting differently around certain people? Are they more guarded with their phone or social media? These could be signs of hidden agendas. Another major sign of potential betrayal is inconsistent communication. If someone close to you suddenly becomes evasive or starts giving vague answers, it might be time to raise an eyebrow. They might cancel plans last minute, make excuses for not being able to meet up, or dodge your calls and messages more often than usual. They could be doing this because they're afraid of slipping up or revealing too much. Keep an eye on these communication patterns. They often tell you more than words ever could. A third sign to watch out for is when someone starts bad-mouthing others behind their backs, especially those they're close to. It might seem harmless at first, just casual gossip or venting. But if you notice a pattern of them consistently speaking ill of their supposed friends or allies, consider what they might be saying about you when you're not around. It's a classic deflection tactic. By pointing fingers at others, they divert attention away from their own behavior. And if they're comfortable betraying the trust of others, there's a good chance they'll betray yours too. Then there's the issue of secrets. Everyone has a right to their privacy, but if you find that someone is keeping more and more secrets, especially when it comes to their whereabouts or the people they're associating with, that's a major red flag. It's not about prying into someone's life, but about recognizing when someone's secrecy is part of a larger pattern of deception. For instance, are they hesitant to share details about new friends or frequent absences? Are they deleting messages or becoming defensive when you ask simple questions? These could be signs that they're hiding something significant. Another key sign is when they begin to undermine or subtly put you down. It might start with seemingly harmless jokes or playful teasing. But if it starts to feel like they're chipping away at your confidence or trying to make you feel inferior, take note. This behavior could be a way of justifying their own actions. By diminishing your worth in their eyes, it becomes easier for them to rationalize betraying you. So, don't brush off these small digs. Sometimes they're clues to a bigger picture. Financial deception is also a sign that's often overlooked. If you share finances with someone like a business partner or spouse, and you notice discrepancies, hidden expenses, or unusual withdrawals, don't ignore it. Financial betrayal can be one of the most devastating forms of deceit because it can impact not only your trust, but also your financial security. It's essential to have open, honest conversations about money and to keep an eye out for any shady financial behavior. Now let's talk about body language. Sometimes what someone says is less important than how they say it. If you notice that someone close to you is avoiding eye contact, crossing their arms defensively, or showing signs of discomfort when certain topics are brought up, these could be subconscious indicators of guilt or anxiety. Watch how they behave when confronted with uncomfortable questions or when discussing specific individuals. Body language can often betray what words try to hide. The eighth sign is a bit more subtle but equally telling. the sudden appearance of new influences in their life. If someone suddenly starts spending a lot of time with a new group of friends or seems overly influenced by someone they just met, it could be cause for concern. New friendships are normal, but if you feel like you're being replaced or sidelined, or if their behavior starts to change in alignment with this new influence, it might be a sign that they're being swayed into making decisions that could harm your relationship. Suspicion also arises when there is a noticeable lack of accountability. If someone starts blaming others for their mistakes or refuses to take responsibility for their actions, this could be a precursor to betrayal. Accountability is a cornerstone of trust, and when someone is unwilling to own up to their actions, it could mean they're setting the stage for a future betrayal where they'll attempt to deflect blame or deny their involvement altogether. One more sign is the sudden increase in criticism. If a person starts to criticize you more frequently, especially over small things, it could be an attempt to create distance between you. This is often a preemptive defense mechanism to justify their future betrayal. By finding faults in you, they might be trying to convince themselves that their actions are somehow justified or that they're in the right. Emotional detachment is another big indicator. If you feel like the emotional connection you once shared is fading, or if they become emotionally unavailable, it could be a warning sign. They might be emotionally distancing themselves because they know a betrayal is imminent, and they want to protect themselves from the fallout or guilt. If you notice that they're no longer as engaged or invested in your conversations or shared experiences, it's time to take a closer look. Lastly, trust your instincts. This might not seem like a concrete sign, but sometimes your gut knows what your heart doesn't want to admit. If you have a nagging feeling that something isn't right, don't ignore it. Often, our subconscious picks up on clues that our conscious mind overlooks. If your intuition tells you that a betrayal is on the horizon, it's worth exploring those feelings further. Ask yourself what's triggering this feeling. Are there subtle signs you're picking up on? It's always better to address these concerns than to ignore them and risk being blindsided later on. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, share, and comments. Don't forget to click the notification bell. That way, you'll be notified of our next post. Warm regards and thanks for watching.